Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Sliced Bread channel. As you probably know by now, I test drive software products and in the end give it a score from 1 to 10 on 5 attributes: performance, handling or usability of the application, the style or the way it was designed, the delighters and all the features that it provides, and finally the product market fit. Previously, I reviewed the Grand Tour game and used the word awesome and great some 1300 times, so forgive me for that. But if you missed it, do check out the link to the video on the top somewhere here. And now I reviewed the F1 TV app in this episode. You see, Formula One and Liberty Media decided to give away the F1 TV subscription at a 50% discount over the weekend, and post that discount period, they have reduced the price from $99.99 to $79.99. So, is it worth it? Let's find out. And at the end of it, look out for the sliced bread score. The F1 TV app allows fans to watch live coverage of all the races throughout the year as well as the preseason testing coverage. It follows other companies like Disney and other bigger production houses where they themselves control the streaming without letting incumbents like Netflix or Prime Video take over. So with the app, you no longer have to scour the internet or YouTube for copyright infringing streams, and be rest assured that the F1 app is going to work, at least mostly. In fact, there's a section dedicated in the app in order to give you a status on where the service is and if the streams are down. Further, it gives you a rare chance to relive some of the epic races from its archive, and that's just something that you rarely get to see on the F1 YouTube app. The YouTube channel. But there's a problem. Anyway, before we get to that, let's take a look at what the app can do. So the app itself is easy to load. As you can see here, it starts off with the Formula One archive. Probably that's where I left out the last time. And then, so you could pretty much look at the home page of the app. And as if you've been following F1, you know that there is the preseason testing that's going on at this point. After preseason testing is over, we could also look at the races that are coming up. So first is Australia, and then comes Bahrain, and so on. Now, if you actually go to the home page, you can see the error with the preseason testing title that has been cut out, probably because it was way too long. The menu itself is quite simple. It looks, if you look at the FAQs, you would see that the cookies message comes up as well. This is not good. This is a mobile app screen where the cookies on F1 TV app comes up. This is a service status section that I was talking to you earlier in the introductory video, where you get to see the service of various streams they have on different parts of the app or different channels. Like they do have a website app, which I will show you very soon. You'll also notice that the FAQ is very painfully close to the header, does not have enough padding. So this is where I get to the point where the design is just being put together without a lot of thought. Probably looks like a last minute app that was developed by Formula One. Let's take a look at how small the progress slider is. So I'm going to try and see how to move forward or rewind on a video, and let's see how that goes. Just take a look at the number of times I'm having to click on the maximize button, and then the number of times I'm having to actually try to push that slider up forward. There's no easy forward button, there's no rewind button, there's no streaming to a TV that you are connected to like a Google Chromecast. There's none of that. And then if you actually noticed, while I'm doing that, after a couple of seconds the progress slider actually goes off, which means you're left in the dark of how many minutes that you're actually forwarding to or forwarding back, and that is extremely painful user experience. And just take a look at this. So sometimes it works, sometimes it's intuitive, but after a couple of seconds I'm still scrolling and the video loses the progress slider. So I lose sight of how much I'm going forward or backwards, and that to me is a big bummer. So as part of this, I thought I'll also test drive the website of F1 TV as well. Now, when you go to Formula1.com, I would imagine the F1 TV to be right up there on the homepage to sort of give you an idea of where F1 live streaming is happening. right now, by the way, there is live preseason testing videos that are going on at this point, and I simply cannot find out where that link to F1 TV is. I go to live timing, it's not there. I go to the live blog, it's not there. And then I find out that it is on the top of the screen in a very, very small link. It is a header link, I get it. It's either there or at the very bottom of the page, where you have basically the link, where Google finds out where the SEO should be. So it's pretty hard to find out where the link to F1 TV is. The discoverability is as hard as the complexity with which Pirelli have announced their compounds this year as well. If you have not caught up on that, it's basically going from C1 to C5 from the various degree of hardness, from 1 to softness at 5. So the video player itself is pretty simple. It does not have a lot of options to play with. It does have closed captions. It does have a bunch of options that you can change on the screen. But here's my problem again. It does not provide live TV streaming to a TV that is connected to your Wi-Fi network. I do think there are some cool features of this camera view that you can select. You can even add an onboard camera to your viewing as well. So that does spice things up. But as I said, for the app itself, I think it just seems like it was being put together in the last minute, not well thought out from an end-to-end user experience standpoint. All right, let's get to the slice spread score now. So from the performance point of view, it takes time for the app to load. It takes a long time for the app to load. Even the content to come up and the videos to begin, it does take a while. But once you're in, it's fairly quick to jump ahead or rewind. So I'm finally giving it a 6 out of 10 for performance. From usability point of view, the progress slider is way too small even for an ant to use, and I think for that it gets a generous 5 out of 10. The navigation is clunky at best, and the desktop site does not even take you to the F1 TV homepage easily. For design, I give it a 5 out of 10 as well. The app feels like it was put together in the last minute. It somewhat feels like making a curry. Get whatever you can from wherever and just put them all into gravy and see what comes out of it. The FAQ text was not aligned properly, was not given enough padding from the top header. Cookies showing up on our mobile app screens, just to name a few examples. For delighters, although I could not test the addition of an onboard camera to the live coverage, I do believe that it will be a unique experience that only F1 can maybe possibly deliver. For that, I give it a 7 out of 10. And finally, for product market fit, I do believe this is a great fit for F1 fans like myself. Priced well, this could be a good way to engage fans in a time when F1 television audience is declining. Last year, in fact, it went down by 5%. This is a great way in providing more engaging content and take you behind the scenes, even more than what the YouTube channel does today. For that, I give the app a solid 8 out of 10 product market fit. That takes a total 31 out of 50 for the sliced bread score. It was a slow start, but with delighters and product market fit, it's a nice way to engage with the Formula One fans. Although I get why they had to have two separate apps, it may have taken them a little longer for them to launch within the F1 app. They had to launch two separate apps. I think it's time for them to merge the two and launch us with one F1 app. If you like it, please do share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.